Saro now give a presentation on SDR television. Okay. I mean television, you know something, as a kid, some of my relatives used to be in all India radio. And that started my fascination with wireless. You know, I thought that if I could make a toy transmitter which could transmit at least from one room to the radio at home, I could play radio station, right? As a kid, I could make announcements and sing songs, etc. But we never even had an imagination of what television is. And I remember the first time I saw television was in Delhi. I had gone to a relative's place. And it was really a fascinating thing that, you know, I thought that there was a film projector behind it. There was none. How does it work? So, Saro is going to talk about that and how that works with Q100. Saro?
Hello, I am new to OB here, Saro. So, maybe hope you all are knows Adalm Pluto. My session is now Adalm Pluto with the SDR television. It can be used with the territorial and satellite both. That is the now you guys are using FT8, voice and CW, all the modes. So in the Q100 you can use it with the television also. Already last year I given the demonstration of SSD, how to use the SSD with the SDR console and with the up converter and down converter setups. So now there is the full-fledged setup for the DATV, as well as you can use it with the SSD also, CW, FT8, everything can be used with the Adalm Pluto with the software of SDR console. So he is a developer. Just make it full screen. Yeah. He is G4ELI. G4ELI developed the software called SDR console. That SDR console can use it for DATV as well as SSD and all the modes. Not only for the satellite. This is the beautiful software what they made for, is made for all the purpose of SDR radios. It can be support all the type of SDR hardware. This is SDR console software. Recently in the last year, he started developing the DATV with the Q100. So you know peoples, what is the Q100 satellite? It is the satellite, only one geo satellite for the amateur radio people. So now in India there are a lot of stations are using, and our LARC supplied a lot of converters and amplifiers in the past years. Now also there is the under development by U2 X-Ray Zulu and the team, LARC team developed the transmitter for Q100. It is maybe they are going to announce it in the year end or this year itself. So now I am explaining the DATV as well as with the SSB, all the modes for the with the Pluto. Maybe hope all you knows this. This is the Pluto hardware. It is commonly used for the SDR receiving. There is only one cheapest platform, TX, RX both. And the other one is Lime SDR and some more other SDR is there. But this is the one convenient and easy to modify and use it for our ham purpose. It is started from 60 MHz to 6 GHz it can be used. So this is the hardware. So inside you required some modifications for the usage of Q100 DATV as well as SSD. See, this is the relay what I meant for the PTT switching, because the amplifier required a PTT So I modified this. This modification everything already I published in our magazine. If anyone required again, you can ping me directly on the WhatsApp. I will share you all the details. How to modify the Pluto with the PTT, and also we required a standard. This have standard DCXO, which is plus minus 25 ppm. That 25 ppm is not sufficient for us to use the SSB as well as DATV. So we have to change the DCXO to 0.5 ppm at least, or else you have to use the GPSDO. It is a 40 MHz reference required for the Pluto. So you can use it internal TCXO with a 0.5 ppm, or else you can use it with the GPSDO 40 MHz for the stability. The two things required always for the using the Pluto for our SSB as well as DATV. Not only for the Q100. This can be used with your VHF, UHF. This is not supported with HF because it is required a down conversion. So this is starting from 70 MHz. As well as 60, after modified firmware that can support with the 60 MHz to 6 GHz. We can play around with this. It is in the Q100 uplink frequency is 2.4 GHz as well as SSB and DATV also. So we can use it easily. Now we made a software called SDR television. So that SDR television have capable of duplex, transmit, receive both with the Adalm Pluto. That is the specialty. Now what we are using in the Q100 for the DATV, it's a receiver is separate, transmitter is separate. Separate mean the Pluto we are using for transmit, and receiving we are using for the mini tuner, and only some hardware available for receiving mini tuner. It is supposed to support in the satellite, also in the territorial use. That is the software. So now the Siemens Brown is the G4ELI developed the duplex software with the Adalm Pluto. It is not required any separate hardware for receiving. You can use it as a duplex, transmit and receive both with the Adalm Pluto. It's a beautiful software he developed. So just I am going to give a brief demo of this software. Just press the next. Go. Yeah. So this is the how to install the software. If you log in, enter with the SDR console. That is his website. SDR console website. There is the blog. In the blog, he published the SDR television. So you can the required hardware first. I tell you the system capability first. Required here Adalm Pluto with a modified one. Second is the good CPU required. At least i7 with the in the previous stage has the so this is the requirements. Windows 10 or higher, Windows 11, anything. In the 64-bit system required, at least 4 core required. And the AVX2 supported CPU inside the system. In the Core 2 Duo don't have the feature AVX2. So we required a better computer which is supported AVX2. That is the important requirement for the DATV or receive and transmit. So another hardware, and this is the hardware requirement. Another is the software requirement. Now I am going for the software. The implementation of this software is before they used the mini tuner and the RAID receiver. RAID receiver mini tuner is the software. The hardware must be the mini tuner hardware, which is the separate hardware. It is connected to the USB port. So that will receive from the LNB. Mainly in the DATV, the LNB required 18 volt because it is horizontal polarization. So vertical polarization, already you know, it is required 12 volt, 12 to 14 volt. And the DATV 14 to 18 volt, switching over to the horizontal polarization. So LNB and the signal comes to the bias T and bias T to the Pluto RX port. Now the one port for TX, one port for RX, you have to connect it. No need of any extra hardware. That is the software specialty. Also we required a HVNC codec installation in the SDR console software. That is the important part. I will go again in the one by one. So this is the, after you download the installer from the G4ELE website, the SDR television software, this is the latest version available. So just there is a normal installation like how to do. You know everything how to. So after this, the SDR console television running will now. This is the successful information. When you got this, that CPU will support, it will work the DATV. And so installation is complete. After that you can start the program. So this is the important chapter. So you have to download the H265 HVNC codec from the store. Windows Store, the application is there. It is very cheaper price. It is not a freeware. You have to buy the HVNC codec. So after this codec installation, the software ready to use. So this is the codec, HEVC video extension. So $0.99 the price, around 80 rupees. You have to buy the codec file. Each system must be buy. Otherwise that software will not work because the codec only do all the conversion jobs. So after this download and installation, this is the encoding and the methods, how the software running. Again, this is the Windows system requirements. The minimum requirements this is all CPU details. At least this CPU must be there on your system. So next chapter is how to generate your video along with your camera or another recorded videos. You need a software OBS Studio. Hope people knows that. If anyone not knowing this software, you can ping me direct in the WhatsApp. I can explain and install and make a configuration for everyone. So this is the SDR console, OBS Studio. It's installed. This is the important setting of the OBS Studio. This is the accept ratio. You have to select. This is the important step. If you change this, anything, that software will not recognize. So this is the important setup for the OBS Studio. Also camera, whatever. The video is your video going to transmit a H265. This 264 you know it is not a HD. 265 is the HD. That's what we installed the HVMC codec from the Microsoft Store. So after that, how to start the software is called SDR television. After install, after opening, you can check this menu. You select the full menu. The transmit, you can select it microphone or the audio, whatever you want. This is the audio, and in the down is the video. So like this, you have to select your audio and video things, whatever you need. If you are in the camera, you have to select the camera here, or else you have to play with the video in the OBS. In that time, you have to select OBS virtual camera here in the source. Audio also the same. So that's all. After that, microphone or whatever you want. So this is another settings. So what is the power source and cameras? What you are going to use the camera or in the virtual studio from the OBS. So after this will play. So if you got this screen, you are sufficient to play your video with a good resolution. You can start the transmission. After start the transmission, there is a format. The simple rate, what is the simple rate, FAC, and all the details here. How to the video will work on the satellite. So these things, if anyone wants, I will share it. Otherwise, I will share it in the group. They will post it in the next booklet or something. So these are all other setups how to make a SDR console perfectly. So this is the spectrum scope where our video is showing. So the Q100 frequencies. This is not only for the Q100. I am repeat again. If you have proper VHF antenna setup, you can communicate both guys with the video. Now we are chatting with the audio only. If you guys capable with the computer and the Adalm Pluto, you can chat with the video on the air. So all the same things you have to follow territorial use and also with the Q100. So Q100 they made a bands, the channels like 500 kilohertz simple and 333. Now our live going on the DATV. The DATV setup is there on the main hall. You go and see the Pluto and amplifier there is running with the computer. It's live telecast already going there in the Q100 right now. So there the channels you have to select and use it. So this is all test, how to test your software and transmission, everything. This is how to set up the Pluto on your software. This is all how to create. So the Adalm Pluto required a TCXO modification as well as PTT, have to add to transmit. This is the firmware also required, the special firmware. If it is there, you can use it simply with the, all the functions. Or else the basic firmware also will work, not required change the firmware. If the firmware change, support the PTT only. The purpose of changing the firmware is in the Pluto the PTT function will work. In the basic firmware, which is available along with the Pluto, it will not operate the PTT. That is the only purpose we are changing the firmware. So this is called SDR television with the Adalm Pluto. I made it very simplified because no one not knowing now that Pluto can receive and transmit both. If you have any doubts, I can explain. Or else you ping me in my WhatsApp, I'll give all the details. So thank you very much. If anyone has any question, please come forward.
Do you have a Linux version of this?
Oh, sorry. He's not developed the Linux or the Mac OS. He's developed only in the Windows.
And what's the cost of the codec?
A codec is 0.99 USD.
Not much.
Yeah, not nice. Less than 80 rupees.
What is the frame speed we get with this video?
Frame speed, you know the HD television, like a DTH. You have to make like that quality. That is the same quality what they are using the DTH television. The same we are using in the amateur radio. The same satellite we are using. The satellite purpose of transmitting the DTH only they have launched. The same satellite they given the transponder for us to use it for the DATV as well as SSB. In the vertical, that is the SSB. In the horizontal, we can use the DATV. It is 8 MHz bandwidth. The simple rate you can use it 1000 in the max. So that is the beautiful and based on your video quality, that will telecast. That's everything, it's in your hand. You have to make a proper codec and proper videos using a good camera like this. That is the requirement. Better system, better camera, better quality videos. In the Q100, there is the net every Sunday, Indian time 7:30.
Morning.
Evening. Indian time 7:30 in the evening. There is the worldwide net. I started the net on 2020 on the satellite. So still it is running. It's I hosted many years, not many time, many years I hosted. Now that part goes to my other friends. They are hosting. Everyone can join and watch and give your products, your demos, what you did on the ham radio, especially for ham radio. What you developed, what you made, what is the new antenna, what is the radio, everything. You can explain. Just that all the net will be live telecasted in the YouTube also. You can watch. There is lot of videos there. Past previous years. We are continuously running now fifth year now. The net. In the SSB we have the India morning net. Only India has the facility. In the Q100, the SSB India morning net. It is on the 7:15 AM in the morning every day. That you can watch through your mobile phone, or if you have proper receiving setup, you can watch the listen in the satellite directly. So anything else? Any questions? Yeah.
Do we require 40 antenna or helix antenna to DX on the Q?
Very good question. See, our Indian temperature, it's too high. It will change suddenly. Too low also. So we preferably use the 40 antenna. That is the stable one-time investment. If you are going to use the helix antenna, you have to cover the helix with some material which is transferable. That material will melt in the April-May because of the temperature. So in the 40, no problem at all. One time. That fitting and all you have to struggle. After fit the 40, that will give lifelong. See, mine is installed on 2018. Till today, it's working well without any maintenance. But helix, there is a maintenance required. You go to see every week at least. The helix spring is there or it's fall down. Like that you have to check. I preferably suggest 40 antenna. Many people are now started making. In the beginning I am only made and supplied more than 100 40s in India and exported. Still I am exporting. But in India, many people again started to make the 40 antenna. I suggest the 40 antenna. The difficulty is now that offset is not available. In the DATV, we required at least 4 feet, 120 centimeter dish antenna we required. But it is not available in India. There is no manufacturers. So if you not get the offset dish, you go for prime focus. That is easily available and cheaper price also. 3,000, 4,000 rupees you can get the 120 centimeter dish, but it's the prime focus. What is the difference for the prime focus and offset? Very simple, very narrow tuning required in the prime focus. Very narrow. If the micro mm missed, that will lose the signal. In the offset dish, that can manage. That is the only difference. So that's what they are using the DTH people are using the offset dish. It's a buffering is in the TV transmission, there is the buffering. So that's what they are using the simple offset dish. We required more power in the DATV transmission. At least 30 watt we required. Minimum requirement with a 120 centimeter dish. So that is the important part. That amplifier, everything they're running there. You go and see what is the setup, what is the amplifier. For the SSP, hardly required 7 to 8 watts. It is sufficient. For the DATV, at least required 120 centimeter dish, prime focus or offset dish, 120 centimeter required, at least 30 watt required. That is the important requirement of DATV. So any other questions? I am happy to help you guys. You can ping me anytime. If it's a Q100 or any technical things, I can help you. Maybe all you have my numbers. If not, you can ask me. Yeah.
Can you tell us approximate cost of this entire?
Costing. See, the costing is the important part here. Because nothing available in India. Adalm Pluto, it is already banned product in India. We have to import. But we have to use the second channel or somebody has to bring it from abroad. That is the important thing. Now the Adalm Pluto cost is too high. $280 something now. The price also we have to pay the transportation. Like that 300, 320 cost, it's available in India, US dollars. That is the important part. Another part is the amplifier. That is the minimum 30 watt amplifier, around 20,000 rupees, minimum costing. Because it is meant for that hardware not available, it is not possible assemble it in India. What I used, I purchased the mobile phone amplifiers. They are using for 21,000 megahertz, 2.1 gigahertz. They are using for the mobile phone tower. Luckily, I got it the better module. I purchased and modified to build the amplifier. That amplifier possible to transmit up to 100 watt. Up to 100 watt, but I am not opened the full power. It is reduced to 50 watt. You can use it SSB as well as DATV both with Adalm Pluto. Nothing required. One laptop, one Adalm Pluto, one disk setup. Sir, I am come to your point. So the Pluto around 310 or 320 US dollar, and the computer, you know, hardly we have to invest at least 25 to 30,000 rupees the minimum, because it is required i7, i5 CPU, and then this setup hardly 5,000 rupees, and the port antenna and LNB kit is 7,000 rupees. What I supplied in the last time, you can calculate it. This is the costing for the Q100 setup. This is a simple setup. Just use it with your computer. If you want to use it with the radio, then it's not possible the DATV. Only SSB and FT8 you can. In the Pluto, you can do all the things. So any other question, sir?
So just, if I have missed out on what you were saying, with this configuration,
Yeah.
you don't need the traditional up converters and all which I use.
Nothing required. Nothing required.
Nothing required.
Right? If you have a Pluto with the amplifier, your disk setup, the existing disk setup what you are using for with the up converter or down converter, the same can be used with the Adalm Pluto.
No, but you need a up converter, down converter.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. Only Pluto required. Pluto do all the things. No need to down convert, because it is support up to 6 gigahertz. So the LNB gives the RX 739. It's already there on the receiving part. So not required any down conversion. Not required the up conversion. It is a direct conversion.
And you mentioned about the prime focus dish.
Yeah.
I think in Bombay you do get a 120 centimeter.
Sir, everyone's telling this.
No, I bought one for one of our ham friends.
Yeah, 120 centimeter offset dish is available there.
Yes.
Yeah, can you share the details on our groups? Everyone can find you, because we are struggling here to get the 120 centimeter.
I'll send it.
You have my number?
No, I'll take it.
I'll tell you now. 94883.
1 second.
Yeah.
94
883 244
244.
66.
Yeah, I have you too.
Yeah, we will do OBR. Saro. So you can send me the details. I'll share it on the group. Everyone can get it and use it easily. Yeah. Any other? So I don't want to hold you more. So there is the time for lunch, I think. So 73 is all of you. See you later. Thank you.